The metaverse took me a while to get my head around, and the truth is, I'm still getting my head around.
Right.
And again, one of my guests recently, Lynn Alden, who's an OG, super smart lady in this space, she said, Brian, I'll never fully understand Bitcoin. And so I think one of the big
Yeah.
lessons to anybody listening to us or watching us now is that you don't have to fully understand any of this stuff to use it. Do you
Yeah.
know how the hypertext transfer process works on a web browser? No, but you use it every day. So
Yep.
don't be intimidated if you don't know the whole story, is what I'd say to start.
Hmm.
Metaverse, I had someone simply describe it as, a WhatsApp group is a metaverse because it's a
Yeah,
way where
absolutely.
humans digitally communicate. Or you could
Yeah.
be an Oculus where you're inside a digital, 3D space and you're working for Amazon. I mean,
Yeah.
it could be all these different extremes, but they're all metaverses. And I had a guest on my show who was one of the early investors of Axie Infinity. His name is Yatsu. He works
Mm.
for Animoca Brands. And I said,
Nice.
yeah, when I told my mom that there's people in the Philippines that are making their living playing games, she looks at me funny because she's 78 years old and she said, something's wrong with this
Yeah.
world. And he said, Brian, what are we doing right now? We wake up, we go to our computer, we interface usually via video at the end of the day. You
Yeah.
put in 8 hours, you do some tasks, and at the end of the month, you get a check. He said, how is that different than getting some tokens after you interact? Like, we're all kind of playing a bit of a game in a metaverse,
We
right?
are.
Especially with
Yeah.
Zoom, like we're all kind of logging into this digital world, giving some input, receiving some compensation in some form. You could argue a token maybe is more stable than a US dollar, who knows? But
Right.
once you can see that a game isn't much different than a business or making a documentary film, these are all risk reward kind of
Yeah.
games that we play,
Yeah.
then you can start to see how we understand the metaverse more than we think. So I,
Absolutely.
I think that's a brilliant way you're looking at it. And again, that NFT angle you said is really fascinating. Again, all it really means is a one of one. The first iteration we're seeing is, JPEG files that are being sold.
Yeah.
Crypto kitties, crypto punks, bored apes. Now Eminem has a bored ape. That's no joke.
Yeah.
Um, and we think, oh, it doesn't make sense. It's just a JPEG. But the future iterations of these become very interesting. And when you can own your own
Yeah.
data, it becomes even more interesting. And imagine, like you said, what if when you chose to use Facebook for the year, you could negotiate the price that you get based on your
Yeah.
data? What if you chose to reveal your medical data to these people or your financial data for these people, and you got to
Yeah.
really control your information? What an incredible new world that would be. And so, finally, it is the gateway drug for crypto right now. It used to be Bitcoin
Yeah.
back in the day. It was the only thing that got people interested. Then it was stable coins because people could see, wow, I'm getting a really big yield compared to my bank. But now
Right.
NFTs, it's pulling people in with the curiosity, the excitement, and
Yeah.
it's been a wonderful thing for the space. I don't think anyone saw coming 18 months ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and it goes to, like, it touches on another form of identity, right? Because we also have a social identity, right? We do our hair a certain way, we dress a certain way, and we do that because it gives us an identity. And so people who don't understand these things, like, when I flex in the real world, when I wear my, my Gucci or whatever, then I can maybe flex to like 50 people if I'm in a room,
Yeah.
and that's how many people could probably see me at one time. But in the metaverse, like, you can flex the same way, but it's to like anybody and everybody. And so, it's absurd that some people maybe it's absurd that some people pay thousands of dollars for a purse because it's got a logo on it. But, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And there's that basic economic concept that what I give you, I value less than what I'm getting from you. So